am Kelsey. This is Third Eye Rule, and I am doing a collective channeled message today for you all. This is going to be kind of the energy just going right into 2026 here. I hope everybody had a good New Year holiday or any other holidays that you celebrate right now. What does the collective need to know right now, Spirit, going into 2026? So as we're leaving the year of the snake, we're kind of shedding a lot of old habits, old layers, all of the things, old patterns. Make sure that you're sticking by that in 2026. You might be in a spot where like those habits are being retested again. So make sure you stand by any boundaries that you set, relationships that you cut off, those kind of things. We left them behind for a reason. Let's see. Some of you might be parents, or take what resonates here with this. I have the Mother card, which I'm getting that some of you might have children, but some of you are being called to really mother yourself as this next year comes in. That was advice for some people towards the end of last year, and it is being continued now. So if you received some advice last year that it's your turn to mother yourself, keep that going. With the Hermit mode here, it seems like there might be a few things, like if you start to backtrack into old patterns and stuff, you're gonna reach like a dead end. It's just you're just gonna kind of keep repeating the cycle until you figure out that that cycle is supposed to be done. In the next year, you're supposed to be going for things that as a child you maybe would have felt passionate about. Following our passions in 2026 is going to be a huge goal just for humanity as a whole. So maybe there's like hobbies. I'm seeing some people like maybe they liked to go fishing as a child and they haven't done it since then. There's maybe little like arts and craft things like crocheting or knitting, painting, those kind of things. You're really being called to follow your passions in 2026. Let's see, what else do we need to know about that? I'm seeing people picking instruments back up again. That could be for me as well, but I'm seeing just a barrage of instruments on a wall, and people are like, all right, I'll pick it back up again. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting for that. So maybe you played an instrument when you were younger and you're being called to touch it again. Touch that topic again. Music is a hard one for people. I get that. What else do we need to know going into 2026 here? Okay. And while you kind of enter into this, it's going to be, we're entering into a time where the things that like made sense to us are no longer going to make sense. So bear with me through this next part. There are going to be moments where you are just uncertain how it could possibly work out. Maybe you're taking a leap and you're like, okay, but the things just aren't adding up. They're not lining up the way I want them to. Make sure that you keep an open mind as to how those things look. So the things that you wanted to come in for 2026, maybe you're manifesting them. Maybe it's just, you know, something that you're hoping for yourself. Maybe it's part of your resolution. Be realistic about what options are good for you and which ones would maybe enable you to kind of go back to those old habits. I am seeing here that you or somebody else is being offered something and not taking it for whatever reason. So if somebody is offering you some sort of help, or maybe you're offering some sort of help, try to be open-minded about why that's either coming in or why you don't want to accept it, kind of thing. I'm getting a little bit of a narrowed perspective. Somebody's a little bit stubborn. And they're not seeing exactly what's in front of them for what it is. I do see some big, bold forward moves towards career, relationships, There are some, so there is a little bit of a chunk of people here who are being called to leave like old friendships in the past, but there are some that are being brought to the surface, and some of them are for long-term reasons. So a lot of it's going to be a discernment thing. You'll know what feels right and what doesn't. So if an old friend came back and you kind of left on bad terms and this person doesn't seem like they've changed at all, they're coming back in so that you can reiterate that that's the boundary you're setting with your life and the universe and all of those things. But if they come back in and things feel good and healthy and like you can move forward with that, that is something that's possible here. It's not going to apply to everybody though. It's possible because like for me that wouldn't apply to me. I think most of the friendships that are coming up in my life right now that I haven't dealt with in a while are because they're closed chapters. And so the universe is just like kind of making sure, okay, we're leaving that in the past, perfect. Now we can bring in what's supposed to be it here in the future. I do see some risk taking with these things though, so it might feel kind of out of the blue. There is a little bit of this reunion energy. It could be with friendships, relationships. It could be with career. Maybe there's a career that you tried out and it didn't work out the first time and you're like, okay, but this is what I'm passionate about and I don't want to give up on it. Just because something didn't work out the first time doesn't mean that you're not due to try again. So if you're feeling called to try again with something like that, career-wise, creativity-wise, something like that, you're definitely being encouraged to do so. Yeah, there's new prosperous opportunities with that too. So if you're thinking about doing something different for work, this is a time to evaluate that as well. Now let's see, do we have any advice for this collective? Be decisive and bold with everything right now. If you're making a decision, take action on it. Don't just be like, yeah, I'll make that decision and then hopefully I'll get to it at some point. If you're gonna make a decision, act on it. Like, now is our time to the things that we've been thinking about, the things that we want to come into fruition are due to come in. So we have to open that door and let it come in. Yeah, there's new beginnings, new passionate beginnings here, new creative beginnings. I'm seeing that you're going to enter this phase of being fueled by ideas where maybe you've been a little stagnant in the past. I'm thinking that they want me to pull a different card or two. We're gonna do some animal cards for the advice section. So hold on, maybe this is just more insight. I just do what they tell me. Okay, use your animal card then. All right, so as always with all of this message, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. It is a collective, and I do know that there's parts of this that will apply to some people and parts of it that won't, so that's how it works. Don't worry about it. Okay, the elephant. Heritage, family, and loyalty. A gentle giant, the elephant has a commanding presence and projects authority. The elephant asks you to step up your leadership skills to build your community into the harmonious herd you envision. Family is of paramount importance to the elephant, and its presence asks you to think about the relationship you have with yours, whether that's related or chosen family. When the elephant is present, you're viewed as a steady force, offering kindness and leading with a compassionate heart. Pay respect to your ancestors and cast a vision for your descendants. Notice if anyone around you feels like they've been with you for lifetimes. This person or people is a part of your soul family, remaining with you through many incarnations. How committed are you to the communities you belong to? The elephant guides you to cast aside self-interest for the time being and connect more deeply with the people you call family. Your heritage gives you clues every single day. That's a great one, and that one was coming up for a lot of people at the end of 2025, so it makes sense that it would continue into this year. I think it will be a fairly heavy theme for a lot of us this year. And the armadillo. On guard, defense, and boundaries. Pay attention. The armadillo, with its natural shield of armor embedded on its back, offers you the gift of protection from harm. Be on the defensive and look out for any possible threats. As you come in tune with your inner wisdom, you'll be able to see danger from afar. But for now, keep a watchful eye for any predators lurking nearby. Ground into safety with your root chakra, the center of security and the color of blood. Your vital life force. What helps you feel secure? Is your safety reliant on external matters? If it is, the armadillo asks you to craft a home within, so no matter where you are, your safe place is always available to burrow into. At this time, your boundaries are being tested, and you must learn how to prioritize your needs. Define what your lines are so that you know when they're being crossed. The more you honor your own boundaries, the more you set an example for how others should treat you. Wow, that's a really good one for all of us to take into this next chunk and just kind of into life. That's a good way to think about things. That's a good mindset to have. If you are wanting to look into your own personal 2026 themes, I do have private readings available on my website. That is www.thirdeyeroll.org. And then I also go live on TikTok, and send me a DM at any point and we can figure out what kind of a reading would be best to get you some clarity. So I hope you guys have a good new year and good riddance 2025.